Hello everyone, this is Dawn over at Plot Chronicles. I reread a good book by Shari Lapena. I'm starting to reread a lot of the books that I've liked, and the reason why is so I can go and tell you guys about some of these books if I think they're worth it, because sometimes I forgot what happened in them. And so I reread a book that I want to share with you, and I really like this author, Shari Lapena. Let me know if you've read any of her books. I really enjoy her books, and I'm going to tell you why before I tell you about this book. I know I kind of repeat some of the same things about these authors, but this is so true. What I like about this author is her books flow, and it's really challenging to find books that flow all the way through no matter what type of book it is, whether it's historical fiction, romance, thriller, mystery. It doesn't matter what kind. A lot of times books will start off good and then they get boring and repetitive and they lag in the middle, and then you don't know if you want to just finish it. You muddle through, okay? Or books are just the first 150 pages are so dry you give up. I'd almost a book rather do that. But to find a book that keeps your interest all the way through and doesn't get boring in spots, also has a variety of characters but introduces them in a way where you'll remember them, you don't get confused, and you get to know the characters and a little bit about their personality, what kind of person they are. So it's almost like you're part of the story. That's really what, in my opinion, what an author should do. It's almost like you live in this town with these folks, and you know your neighbors, you know these people, you know what their personality's like, you know who's friendly, you know who's quiet, you know what's going on in their life. So I want to say that there were several characters, but I was able to keep up with all of them because she writes in such a way that it's so easy to follow the plot, okay? But this book is called What Have You Done? I have read it before, but it's been a very, very long time, and so I wanted to reread it. I think it's a good book. I definitely would give it a 4-star. It kept my interest. Basically, it is a thriller, and it was held in a small town in Vermont, and it's about this young lady who was unalived, a teenage girl, and she was found in a field, okay? And so she was unalived, and, a small town. Who would unalive her in this little, small, quaint town? And so you get to know the people in the town. For example, there's Cameron, her boyfriend, who is a little controlling, okay, and kind of jealous. And so, these Cameron and her are getting ready to go off to college. What's going on with that? So there's a storyline of that. Then there's a guy who's been kind of following her around, and he's kind of a creepy guy. He's been kind of stalking her, and so his name is Joe. And then we have Brad, who is a high school coach / teacher, and he's hers. And so he kind of has some secrets of his own, and he's engaged to somebody, okay? And the ladies he's engaged to, her name is Ellen, and her parents, live, I guess they would call it a little farm, and she actually lives with them. And the field where that farm is where this Diane was found. And of course you have Diane's, parents, or her mother. I think the mother's single. You have her in the story. And then you also have some other townspeople. And you also have, not only that, you also have some friends of Diane's. You have female and male friends, and you get to find out what's going on with them. So it tells about the entire story. I thought it was very interesting. Now, one of the questions I have for you guys is this. When you're reading a book, like we'll say a thriller or a mystery, can you figure out who did it? A lot of times I'm very surprised who did it, but I'm starting to get to the point where I may not know who did it, but I know who didn't do it, if that makes sense. I'm kind of wondering, I'm starting to get to be where I just don't realize who did it and who is actually guilty. I definitely think all of Shari Lapena's books are worth reading. Have you guys read any of her books? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below about that. I do appreciate you guys, and come back. I do have to do a review on another book next, and I'm going to compare it to another book, similar book. So I will see you guys on the next video. And remember, any video ideas you have, leave under that video where I said I need your help. It was, about a week ago or so. go to that video and write your ideas under there, because I keep looking there for more ideas, and I'll be continually putting videos out from these suggestions you gave me. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. Love you, appreciate you. See you on the next video. Bye, everybody.